Alright, welcome back to another redstone tutorial. Today we're going to talk about how you take this dirt and turn it into mud. But not just any old farm, we're going to talk about how you can do it as you scale up in a world. So maybe you're just starting out in a world and don't have many resources like the one behind me, all the way till you've got everything you need and you've got a massive farm that grows with you. So we're going to talk about the 4 different steps that will help you go from something simple all the way up to a great farm at the end. So let's jump in. Okay, the first step is actually going to be pretty easy because this is when you have nothing but maybe some stone and a little redstone. So we're going to put a block, a dispenser, a redstone torch. We're going to put a block up here on the top and then break this one behind it. Now we're going to fill this with water bottles and you're all set up. You can push the dirt on there and it turns to mud. Now the problem is you'd actually be doing this with a shovel. So you'd want to put your dirt in the off pan and your shovel in the other. So you'd place and then break, place, break, place. But now what you see, we've run out of water, or at least some of it. So this is the first limitation, is you need to fill up the water bottles over and over again. So one upgrade you can do for this one, without going much farther, is we can put a hopper on top. That's at least going to give us the ability to put some more water bottles in here, and you could even put a chest. And so as we do this, you're going to see that the old ones are still going to break out, but eventually you'll start running back into the water bottles that are full, and you'll be able to keep going. So, not the most efficient, but it's a start when you don't have much. Let's go see what the next version of this looks like. Next, option 2 is I've just duplicated this, and this one's going to be beneficial for when maybe you've got a little better shovel, or you get sick of placing and breaking and you just want to get a line of them and break them all at one time. So with this, we're going to send 2 blocks out, a third one that will bring us 2 this way. We're going to break that one, or you can leave it either way. We'll put a block here. Now we're going to move this redstone torch onto this block, place a piston here, get some redstone, place one here, 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 and then get a repeater and set it to 4 ticks. Now we can simply put in some dirt onto that piston, and you're going to see it's going to move it in front of it. Now before you do that, you're going to want to make sure that you actually have water bottles in here. So we'll put some water bottles in there. You can put them up at the top, but for demonstration purposes, we'll show that that's going to make mud. Now, a benefit of this is you can just keep sitting here and just keep making mud. But as you can see, your bottles run out. And just like we had with this one, we have the same problem. But what's great here is now you could take your shovel, go down this line, and collect them all at once. But that water bottle thing is getting to be kind of a pain. So let's do an upgrade on the water bottles. In the third version, again, still building off what we had, we're going to make it so that these water bottles kind of just keep renewing themselves. So we're going to put a dispenser here in the back. We're going to grab a hopper, face it into that. We're going to grab some glass, but you can build this out of any kind of block you want. We're going to go 3 high here, 3 high here, and 3 high here. Next, we're going to put a repeater on top of this. That's going to be pulling the signal from here. We're going to put a block in the ground, a block above, with the redstone dust there. That's your basic redstone component. Next, we need to build a water shaft that will actually give us the water and refill this. So I'm going to use trapdoors, and depending on where you are in your world, you might be able to just put a block here and an observer here. That's especially important for bedrock because you can't waterlog the side of trapdoors yet. Great, so with that, we're able to put some water in here, here, and here, and get our glass or whatever building block you're going to do. build on top of that, but not this one. And then we're going to bring a line over here, a line here, and wrap it around. And you can decide which of these blocks you want to take out, which ones you want to leave. Now we're going to put some water in here. Now, the reason this is later in the game is that's not too expensive. But what you're going to need to do is come into here, take your bottles, fill it all the way up on this one. In here, fill it all the way up, except for maybe take out half a stack or even just a quarter of a stack in there will do. Perfect. That is this setup. And so it's going to keep the water bottles going. Now let me get some dirt out. And let's test how well this works. So it's going to need to prime it, and you'll see that those started popping up the top, which is a good reminder. I need to make sure that I put some glass there so that they don't pop out of the system. So you're always going to have some dirt ones at the beginning, but as the system gets primed, you'll see those water balls coming up, and this is just going to keep cranking out mud for us. That one didn't push for some reason, but that's okay. Now the benefit of this is we now have a long line. You can get out your efficiency 3, 4, 5 shovel, whatever you have. Just come down here real quick, do what you need to. You might need to knock this one back out, and then you just keep going. And that's how easy it is to keep those water balls just automatically refilling for you. But this isn't enough. If we're getting this late game, we need a better way of creating more of this. So let's jump into step number 4. Okay, and step number 4 is taking what we did last time, converting. Again, this is all just building off of that very early one, all the way up till we have something amazing. Now this one, we're going to build out a row of 8 pistons. So we put 2 blocks here and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to put a little line down here that makes a mini C. Going to put a redstone torch here, a repeater here, and then wrap redstone dust all the way along here. Put our pistons in. And just that simple, we have an easy way of getting mud to come over here and then push out that way. As you can see, when a piece of mud hits here, it's going to fire them all. So I'm going to do a quick example, and we'll speed that up so you don't have to sit here and watch me just play some dirt. So now that mud has pushed out a few rows, this will just keep pushing out up to 12 blocks. And you have a couple options there. You can either take your efficiency 4 or 5 shovel and just mow through it and get it all in your inventory. Or you could put a TNT machine up here that would drop TNT and break it, and you could collect it. Or what's even more cool about this is if you want to go one step further and not just have mud, but have clay, you could put dripstone underneath and let this all convert into clay. And if you haven't seen that, I actually have a tutorial that uses almost this exact same machine to take dirt to mud to clay. So that's essentially how you can start with something simple in your world. When you don't have very much, then when you start getting maybe a few more resources, and then you have visited a desert and you have plenty of water bottles, and then when you get kind of a little farther into the game and you have either efficiency on your shovel or you have enough stuff to make a TNT breaker. So those are the 4 different levels that I use as I build up different mud farms in my world. Let me know down in the comments if you've ever used any kind of mud builder that progresses up to different stages. I think this is a fun thing to do in your world, especially so you can get started super quick and then have something that will last you forever. So that is it for this tutorial. I know there's a lot of different mud farms out there, but this is one that's going to grow with you as you collect things on Minecraft. So have fun, and we'll talk to you soon.